What's going on, guys? It's me, Shugishu. We are back with another Musume video, and we are here with Satono Diamond, the New Year's version of her, to see if we can train her for the upcoming Arima CM. Don't really have anyone ready, I'll be quite honest, but maybe seeing some kind of improvement in long distance. I don't know. Sometimes it looks like I'm doing better, sometimes it looks the same. Sometimes the run that's completely bad. I'll be getting like a UG somewhere in the UGs instead of getting a UF or something, but it's all good. Setup, I think last time I had guts on her. This time I wanted to try 2 Ys because I think Ys was the thing we were lacking. And then the other two, I think stamina and power, were short to 1200. So believe everything will be fine if we can try with this setup. And then guts should be whatever we get from training it randomly, I guess, and from Stamina's trainings. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the setup. Just trying to change things up just a little bit. I don't know if guts should even be a priority too much, if already focusing on stamina, power, wise, to try and at least get those over 1200 while getting speed to 1500 will be quite a thing, but it can be done. It can be done. But other than that, before I go over to comments, I just want to say that starting from here, there could be spoilers from the previous episode. My game just freeze. Well, I'll be back. Well, my game hasn't crashed like that during a recording in a long time, actually. But as I was saying, there'll just be spoilers here and there throughout the comments. So a little warning if you guys don't want to get spoiled from the recent episode of the anime. And we'll also be talking about the episode after the comments anyway. So just a quick spoiler warning, just in case y'all aren't here for the spoilers. Other than that, we can go start with the comments. First one is from Nova. First off, it's a sad day for the Metro fandom as the VA for Ardent has been withdrawn from future UMA content for the time being due to her health issues. I'm hoping she'll recover just like Suzuka's VA did. Honestly, it could just be a lot of hard work and all that. Overworking, I'd say. Sometimes they just have too much on their plate. And all they really need is some time to sit back and relax. At least that's what I believe. But yeah, hopefully she does feel better. Sooner than later. There was also like a case with one of the Love Live Nijigasaki members. I believe it was a Setsuna VA. He had to basically stop being Setsuna, at least for also live performances, because of health issues as well. So that is quite sad. But yeah, hopefully, hopefully the VA for Measure Ardent does feel better soon. Other than that, secondly, the newest anime episode was pretty straightforward, I do agree. First part is the calm before the storm, and the second part, whoa, is Daya getting obliterated. I think Kita is very strong as a runner, and that's why I do like runners in general. Grand Cheval coming in second was impressive, and I have to say that makes me feel like pulling for her. Overall, Cheval sisters just have that appeal to their design that would make people like them a lot. That cameo for Sakura Laurel was pretty cool. In the end, it's one for one with Kita and Daya. If Daya wants to go to Lark, she's also gonna need 1600 speed. Excuse me. I could only imagine her going with her base stats in the game against Manju, but I will help her. So quickly about the cameo, I thought it was pretty cool how they did that like introduction video or whatever with starting off with McQueen winning back-to-back to no shows, and then into Sakura Laurel, and then into Gold Ship, which is I think perfect for them that they showed that, because they can honestly do Sakura Laurel as a separate like series, kind of like what I mentioned before with Aguri Cap, since they both having their own manga series about them. So maybe we might see them in the future having their own series. It'll be cool to see, because we'll be able to see more from like Narita Brian if we do see like Sakura Laurel, because I don't know if you guys noticed Narita Brian in the background when they show the Sakura Laurel part. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Some other horse girls can get some time in the spotlight, at least some kind of time in the spotlight. But yeah, I do agree with the Cheval sisters. They have their own appeal that makes them like stand out from others. I mean, I guess that would make sense, because they do have some kind of importance as what they would normally do for characters that matters in a series compared to your typical basic characters that is there for like a line or two. Side characters, I guess. But not gonna lie, I find myself also attracted to Umas like Rudolph and Sirius. I don't know why though. Good to know they have a pretty good relationship with Ramano. Not quite sure what exactly is going on among the three of them, but it's pretty fun to see them interact. So far, the only outlier is Marvelous Sunday, because Twin Tails and Twinkle Eyes are the best, and Nice Nature because Nature Sensei deserves better. For the record, seeing her face, I want to talk about this during the episode, but I guess I'll just mention it here already also. But seeing her face when they announced that Kita broke the record after her win was just hilarious, because she's like, no way. I just think it's funny because she is I guess we can technically call her Kita's sensei, but it's just hilarious. Because I'm pretty sure we all know that Nature is somehow trying to get out of that. But this last message is from Mezuro Senpai to Ren Kohai with Palmer training. It's actually pretty much the same as with any runner. I would guess so. You will need to put more emphasis on speed and stamina, as they are very crucial in getting her in first place. Why is this also crucial for her skills, since it costs a lot? Power is something you can get via speed and inheritance. Guts is something I don't really use for her, since Great Escape probably uses a lot of stamina already. From what I was been told, from what I've been told, you don't really necessarily need to worry about Guts too much if you're going for Great Escape. Eugen can confirm, I would say, because I believe I heard that from Eugen. I do run 3 speed cards, 1 stamina, and 1 int. If you don't have a good int card, then 2 ints and 2 speed would be better. My inheritance are 9-star on both stamina and power. Yeah, generally, you can basically copy the training or setup you have on one runner to another runner. Same thing with like a leader to another leader. It's pretty self-explanatory, with probably slight tweaks depending on your inheritance maybe the growth rate, maybe it'll change your setup just a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty much the same with probably some small tweaks, or you can probably just do the same thing, which pretty much what I've been doing the whole time. Well, pretty much most of my setups for any position has been pretty much similar, so can't really say much there. But yes, that is pretty much the comment from Nova, so thank you for the comment, Nova. Next is a comment from Cheese. SSR Speed Marzensky's the special case. It's one of the few cards that are already good at 0 LB. Ooh. Mainly because the best thing about her is her unique effect, and that's available from 0 Limit Break. You know what? Let me take a look at that again. Her unique effect at 0 Limit Break. Gain increased training 5 per every level of the current training facility. Ooh, that is good. And it is available at 0. Which I could see why. It's really good, even at 0. The rest usually have their real power hidden behind a 3rd or 4th limit break. So you're usually better off using event support cards on your max limit break SRs. Or your max limit break SRs. Another reason to use a non-limit broken SSR is if they have some skills you might want, especially so for parent building. I think I've said this probably since maybe midway through Grandmasters, that I want to see and possibly try and get myself into parent building on the, on my free time, but so far that hasn't been happening. I'll be real. Just finding time to get like all my runs in for today is pretty hard already. That's like five runs, so about 3 hours maybe. If I do that straight. But it's like 3 hours since Project Lark runs take about 30 minutes if you're not distracted. But yeah. About the next CM, I think I'm happy with the Brian I got today. Use the same setup I did for CB and got her to UF8 plus SS in long distance. Now I just need to figure out who the 3rd Uma I'll bring will be. Now for the double points thing, when there's an event going on, I always do it. I usually only really have the time to do 1 run per day, unless it's a weekend, so it makes sense to do the most of it. I agree. But I feel like I know I won't have time. Definitely doing the double points help a lot. And plus, doing the double points thing does help take out a lot of stamina. Especially if, like, you won't be able to do more than 1 run. So getting rid of, what, 60 stamina for 1 run while getting double points, I think it's a pretty good trade-off. Unless you're using your carrot or your carrot juice, then I don't really see you doing more than 1 run. Unless, like I said, unless you're doing back-to-back runs by using your carrot juice, but that's pretty much the only time I would see it. Normally I would, but time has been kind of not on my side to give me multiple runs. But regarding Palmer, personally I prefer her default version way better. My favorite thing about the Christmas one is the fact she's wearing a side tail just like Helios, and she even acknowledges the fact on one of her dialogues on the home screen, and even mentions she's borrowing one of Helios' hair ties, so it feels like they're together at times. Find that all really cute. Those two always come in a pair in my mind. Definitely those two come in a pair. Ever since they met. Speaking of which, here's a question that goes out to everyone. Which 4 Umas do you have on your home screen setup? And do you always keep the same ones or do you change them regularly? I have Sirius, CB, Nature, Gimlet, and as mine in that order. I would normally always have, actually for the longest now till this day, I've had Heyo, Kita, and Cap there for the longest. For a while, McQueen was there for a while. Same thing with Daya. But those 3 would always be there. Right now, it should be those 3 along with Mihono Bourbon right now. Which coincides with, I would say, I guess my top 3 and then top 10 with Mihono Bourbon. Because I believe my 4 and 5 was Duramente and Katsuragi Ace. So technically you could say top 5 if we move those 2 aside for now and just bump up Mihono Bourbon from there. If you want to do that, but other than that, yeah, I would say at least it goes with my top 10. But it can change. I think even after season 3, if I do the sorter again, there might only be like the slightest of change. I wouldn't think there will be a huge change in the sorter. Maybe for the lower ranks, but I don't know about the top 10. Maybe there'll be like 1 or 2 changes, but who knows. Nova did reply to Cheese's comments saying, well, mine is just Ramino home screen, Palmer Christmas support card screen, Bright Christmas on the story, and Ardent on PvP. I wish I could fit all the measures in one sense, but that would be too much. I think mine, I already said it, but Kita would be the home screen. I think you guys have seen that. Teo is in the support card / characters. And then I think Cap's that story. I have her in her normal outfit, and then Mihono Bourbon on PvP. That should be mine right now. But yes, thank you for the comment, Cheese, and the reply, Nova. And lastly, we have... Oh. Is my stamina just that low? It is that low. I think I'm gonna grab corner recovery just in case. You know, just in case I need it. To just win this race. But yes, the last comment is from Ren. It says, this is gonna be my longest comment ever, so brace yourself. It's all good. It's all good. No worries. Okay, I've done 51 pulls in total on the Twinkle series. First 10, Daiwa. Third, Gold Chip. And 5th, I got Inari. Honestly, I think I will start saving again starting at 834 gems. I forgot, did you do this on your main account or your alt account? All I know is that you pulled for Palmer on your alt account. So I don't know if you did this on your main account. Just wondering. I still got 500 to claim from the event, so I will stop. Really, I will. Honestly, I feel like I can save better because these aren't any new characters. I mean, yeah, they're new outfits, but you know what I mean. Oh, judging from the way you're talking, I feel like this is probably from your main account. I love Inari, to be honest. I'm just very glad I got what I wanted, to be honest. Well, maybe except Daiwa. Yeah, sadly you didn't get what was it? Mihono Bourbon, the Valentine's one. That would have been a really good pickup. I have 460. Would it be worth it? I don't think so. I have the Guts card max, and I currently have this in my way speed card at 45. Give me a sec. Let me just take a look at my skills real quick. Make sure there aren't any skills that I could grab. That would also help us out here. Nope. Can't pick up any medium distance ones. I think stamina's pretty low. I think we're having a bad RNG run with Dio right now. It feels like it. But where are we? I like how I said that about Daiwa and I didn't win her Legends race. I haven't done it before, so I'm trying to get all the gems. I've been using runners in Legends race. That was a mistake. I think leader to chaser is better. I think it depends on the race. Or maybe on the stats, not too sure. But I'm using Inari right now though for her shoes, and then I can get her to level 3. Also, I kind of wonder, will you like make a guild in Uma or something like that for like the viewers and stuff? I think if we were to do it now, it wouldn't be ideal. And the only reason why I say that is because what, how many people can we have? I think if we can get at least like what, 10 people, then it would be okay. But I don't think we would have 10 people. So I'm not sure about that yet. Cause it'd be cool, you know, to see how like the circle would be if we were to do something like that. But if we don't have a lot of people, I don't think it would be worth it. I was scared that we weren't going to win this, to be honest. But yeah, that's my honest answer about the whole circle or guild thing. I did notice Crown was in the tips and has an in-game model, so that must mean she's set to be in the game, right? Most likely. Bex, Grand, I've seen them too. I don't know if I saw the other sister or not, but so far Dura is the only one without a model I've seen so far. I think they're planning to most likely release her later on. That's the feeling I'm getting. Also, I love Inari and how I usually do with every new character I really like. I'm gonna watch her races. Also, I love how they say her name in the races. Okay, time for the episode. I like how Kita spent like a day with Satono. On some frames, they look like they were kids. I don't know why, but they were some frames where they look like kids season 2. I think they just showed like short moments of scenes when they were kids. They did show that in some parts of it. Like most of them was just Kita grabbing Daya's hand, and then sometimes a close-up on Kita's face, and that would pretty much be it. So yeah, I wouldn't say you're wrong, because they did show that. Even younger, before when they were the kids we saw in season 2, from what it looks like, to show how deep their friendship really is. But apart from that, I'm really glad Kita won and took her spot in first place. And now they're even. Yep, 1-1. I wonder if they'll race overseas. It's just a matter of time to find out. Well, and I think it was the last episode or 2 episodes ago. Maybe it was the last episode where Daya asked her to go overseas as well, I think. If I'm remembering this correctly at least, but yeah, I think Daya did mention something like that. But I do wonder. I think I'll just do this. I'm glad Kita didn't feel any remorse against Satono. However, I feel like with these animes nowadays, this would be a completely different anime. I know its Grand was also in second place and Diamond in third. What do you mean by this would be a completely different anime? I already feel like it already stands out as a completely different anime with having horse girls run these races and all that, being a sports anime as well. What else makes it stand out? I mean, a lot of things makes it stand out. Instead of like the traditional route they would do in a sports anime with like an injury and all that, when they come back stronger. In season 2 with Teo, when she struggled with injury, I believe they handled that pretty darn well. As a guy who, coming from a guy who played sports and also enjoys sports, as of right now as well. And yeah, they did really well with the story so far, I would say. So yeah, I think it does stand out in its own way, and I feel like if people would give it a chance, it can get the credit that it deserves, I guess. At least that's how I feel about it. I just feel like this anime in general is being overlooked because of the whole horse girl thing, but at least outside of Japan, I would say. But where am I in this comment? I am here. Now about IRL stuff, I guess. Hit me. Honestly, the prediction of Crown feels more likely than I thought. When I'm playing the game, I usually get a lot of tips with her face on it. I saw somewhere where, I don't know where that's going, but also I want to say I really like how Daring Tack looks. Wonder when she'll make an appearance that goes for North Flight 2. Probably sometime in the future, because we are still missing characters that we've seen pictures or models of them. I heard about Equinox. He just shouted, correct? Retiring after having consecutive G1 wins. Imagine Uma year 30-50 with Equinox. Don't know, to be honest. So it's crazy. I did figure out about Equinox retiring over the weekend. And Equinox ended up retiring or staying at the same place Kita is currently at the moment as well. So they'll be together, which is pretty nice. And also coming off of the Japan Cup win. Pretty nice. And then hasn't lost a race since the Satsuki show and the Derby. I want to say 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? I'm not too sure, but yeah. Pretty much it. But while I wait for my stamina to recharge on Uma, I've been playing Black Clover, Shadow, and Epic 7. The Black Clover, I don't know how I feel currently. It might be one of those. I was waiting for this game for the longest. Like, I did the whole pre-register or pre-download, whatever, on the App Store, waited for it. Kind of, I don't know if I can play it. It seems like it requires my full attention. I don't know if I can add another game like that to the arsenal of games that I play already. Eminence in Shadow, an easy game to just log in, do all the stuff I need to do, and then Epic 7. Haven't touched that game in years. But I'm having real fun with Uma. That is good to hear. That is good to hear. And I'm kind of hyped for the next anniversary, which would be in, let's say, 2.5 months. Also, Shushu Sensei, what card do you think I should get next on the bookmark? Maybe I'll try to get Arden, then Air, then Gold Ship. I don't know. If you're really in need of speed cards, then I would say Measure of Arden. Good speed card to have for leaders, because it also has a recovery skill. If you're talking about Air Shakur, that would be another speed card. If you need one for chasers, also has a gold recovery card for stamina. The gold chip one, I don't know. I haven't refarmed that. I haven't farmed it. I haven't used it anyway since mine is only at level 30. I keep forgetting to bookmark it. I can just grab it, but it's cool, I guess. But yeah, if you are looking for speed cards for you to use, then I would go with Measure Arden, Air Shakur. That's fine. Or unless you're talking about Air Groove, then that would be another leader one. Oh no, I don't think that one's available yet because that came out this year. So I assume you're talking about Air Shakur. So yeah, I would say Arden, then Air Shakur. I'm trying to remember what else were the speed or event cards from the first year. Trying to remember. But I don't think I completely remember, so that's a problem. But we'll just go with that for now. I remember when I first started, the only chaser I had was Gold Ship. And now I have like another Gold Ship. I just realized I now have all 3 Gold Ships. Inari, Steampunk Narita, Tanino. Now I gotta get better chaser stuff, of course. Well, if you need more chaser stuff, then maybe go for the Air Shakur speed card, if that's the one that you're missing right now, from what you told me. Well, thanks for the video. I really appreciate the video. Sorry for this long distance 3,500 mile comment. Mile? You mean meters if we're gonna translate that into Uma terms. Miles is a little too much. But no, thank you for the support, Ren. Thank you. And that was all the comments. Thank you, Ren, Cheese, and Nova for the comments. I believe we are also heading towards the end of the training, so we'll do a quick episode overview. So honestly, pretty straightforward, like what Nova said. First half pretty much just got a nice chill hangout with Kita and Daya, going to different places with no plan. And honestly, those are usually like the fun like days where like nothing planned, but you still go out of your way and hang out and all that. And then ended up to the point where Kita was able to build up the courage to I guess speak her mind. I don't know how the best way to say it, but it seems like ever since the last episode, when she realized why she was racing, when she got to see the common folk people in the market area that she helps out, seems like her confidence has skyrocketed to a different level, to where like nothing would phase her or anything like that. At least that's what it seems like to me. So it feels good to see her get that kind of confidence, to see that her mentality has changed and improved ever since the last episode. And I like the focus on their friendship in this episode, and also the rivalry, which would be like the first half of the episode was about their friendship, and the second half was about their rivalry. And it's funny to see how when we would talk about like Kita being always behind Daya, it's funny because in the little like flashbacks of their childhood, I guess from Daya's perspective, it would seem like it's the other way around, because Kita's always pulling Daya to wherever Kita wants to go or introduce her. It would seem in Daya's eyes, it may seems like she's the one who's always behind, but in Kita's eyes it's the other way around. So it's kind of cool if that's the way they wanted us to see it, because that's how I see it, at least. I don't know if my stats were low or high enough to win this, or if I forgot to buy a or those buff things, but we lost. I think this is probably my worst attempt with Daya so far. I'm not sure, but I like what they did in the introduction of the Kenosha Spring. Obviously when they were doing the whole thing with McQueen, Sakura Laurel, Gold Chip. Also how they brought back the little like chant or whatever they did in the beginning for Spica that they did in season 1 for Suzuka. I believe they did it for Suzuka. But they brought it back for Kita. And then like the little like scene they did for when they were entering the gates, that was pretty cool. It's like they changed like a lot of things. They added a lot of things in this race to show like the importance of it. At least that's how it felt, because they were doing like drone shots. Like the drone would be like, it would be like a shot from like close up, and it would just like zoom out like it was in a drone. I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. I think they did really well in doing this race. Other than that, it was cool to see it. You kind of get like whoever was in the front, I forgot her name, something Garden, I think. She basically reminded me of Mesro Palmer the whole time, because she was just in the front trying to outrun everyone. But yeah, the ending of that race was amazing, with the whole like Kita not letting up. Making her like glow like she's a firework or something. At least that's how it seems like to me, because she has the whole like festival theme. So every time they do like her red glowing outline, it makes me see her as like a firework. Like, so I think that's pretty cool. But I think they did really well in this one, and I'm talking about the race specifically, because of like the whole thing, like the whole race it looked really nice. Other than that, I think I mentioned everything. It was nice also to see when they did the close-up with Teo, just watching her proudly smiling. And also, if you think about it, so they said that the record for the Tenosho Spring hasn't been broken in 10 years. Hey guys, future me here. I just wanted to clarify that I know the whole 10-year record that Kita broke is not related to, probably most likely not related to the rice shower thing. I just thought it would be cool, you know, to kind of link that together through the whole Uma timeline, storyline that they're doing here. Because at least in that way, it makes sense through the storyline. But I know in real life, the record was originally held by Deep Impact when Kita originally broke it. I believe I did check back to Rice Shower's time. It was 317. Was it 3.17 while Kita's was 3.12. So obviously in between that, there were times that were shorter. And obviously Rice Shower's time was way different from Kita's time. I think it's like a 20-year gap between the two when they were both racing, or at least, I don't know, I think it was like a 20-year gap, because the record they were specifying, I don't know if you guys care or not, but the record they were talking about that was broken in 10 years was by Deep Impact, which was Satono Diamond's father. So that was the record that they were talking about originally. So I just wanted to clear that up. I just thought it'd be cool to, you know, put the Uma storyline together. Because that's at least what I've been trying to figure out. To see where specific episodes is placed in the storyline. Specifically the end of season 1, episode 13, and I guess now where Kita's storyline is along with, you know, the whole thing. So obviously we know it as after Teo's, because, you know, the whole continuation they did from season 2 to season 3. But other than that, I'm gonna stop blabbing around. I'm gonna go back to the video, and it should be at the end of the video anyway. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. If I'm remembering correctly, they said 10 years in the episode itself. I'm just gonna pick a random skill just to get this over with. Let me go over this real quick. So 1378 speed, 955 stamina, 1213 power, 753 guts, and 1077 on wise. Did not get an S in long distance. Just a mid run. Pretty sure this will be in the UGs. If we somehow got a UF, that'll be amazing. But no, UG5 seems about right. But yeah, if I'm remembering this correctly, from what I heard in the anime, they said its record hasn't been broken in 10 years. In season 2, I don't know if they're referring to that record, because in season 2, didn't Rice Shower break the record when she beat McQueen? I don't know if the Uma storyline at least lines up to that. But if it does, that means 10 years has passed since Rice Shower broke the record, at least if we put it in that perspective. Because it would make sense, because what? Season 3 was like in a span of 3 years, I think. So I would say maybe a year, or maybe 2 happened after the Rice Shower's win in the Spring to No show. But there's such a gap, like a long gap, if you would think about it that way. It's kind of weird. think about it. Because it doesn't seem like it was too long ago from, if you think about the end of season 2, after the Arima CM that's Teo 1, into like the very last scene where they had Kita and Dio running to the school. How much of a time gap was that? Because 10 years is a long time. And yeah, 10 years is a long time. So it may not be the case. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this too much because it just threw me off when I heard them say that the record hasn't been broken in 10 years. I might have to go back and rewatch that part and see if I heard it correctly, but as of right now, that's what I heard. So correct me if I'm wrong. And also, if you have any theories on if that is really like possibly the Rice Shower record they were talking about, I might have to go back in season 2 just to make sure that I'm remembering correctly that Rice Shower did in fact beat the record, and then go back to last week's episode just to confirm that as well, that they said 10 years. But do you think that that's possibly the record they're talking about? I guess if I check like the time that Rice Shower had, could possibly confirm it. Not too sure, but I think I'm just overthinking things. And no, I'm not trying to compare to like the actual real life stuff. I'm talking about like the Uma Musume actual timeline. Just in case y'all were wondering, because till now I'm still wondering where the final episode of season 1 stands. I've mentioned this multiple times too, a couple times in the past. Yeah, because if you remember the last episode of season 1, it practically was like foreshadowed season 2 and probably some other future stuff from Spica. So I don't know. That's another thing I want to try and figure out. But other than that, before I blab on for a little too long, no, other than that, I'm just glad to see, Kita getting her revenge. And not only just getting her revenge, she like honestly dominated. I honestly loved everything they did about this race. Probably my favorite race of the season so far. Like, I did enjoy the Dio one when she first won, and then also when Kita had her comeback win, or her win at the Geek Show. I would say this one would probably be my favorite one. I would say, but the Dio win is pretty close for her Pika show, right? For her first win for the Satonos. But yeah, other than that, that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. So if you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below to let me know how your guys' weekend was. If you guys haven't talked about the episode, let me know your feedback on the episode. And also, it would be, I know it's like less than a month, but if we can somehow make it a 500 subs by the new year, that would be crazy to think about. But no pressure on you guys. I just thought it'd be a cool thought, But yeah, other than that, just let me know how your guys' weekend was. Like I said, your thoughts on the episode, maybe some anime or manga you guys are reading, and I'll do the same after seeing your guys' comments tomorrow. I believe we have, who do we have tomorrow? I don't think I'm gonna do Taishin anymore. Might just go to Top Road. Might go to Top Road and then Mihono back to Mihono Bourbon and Teod. Then McQueen, I think that was the 6th I was gonna go with. After removing Taishin. So we'll get Top Road, then Mihono Bourbon. Actually, let's also take a look at my home screen real quick, just so you can see a cheese. I should have, yeah, I do have over. But yeah, here is my home screen, as you can see, Kita. You guys can see here, Teo at the stories / characters. Tap on the stories. I meant to say support card and characters here. Stories is Cap, and then PvP, Mihono Bourbon. Main screen, Kita. But I've had it with McQueen. Even Mr. CB was here. I think for the 2nd anniversary I put her here. But yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. So thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.